Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Join us Friday, April 24th through Sunday, April 26th for our first homestand of the season and our 5th anniversary celebration. Score big with $5 tickets. Grab $5 domestic draft beers. Enjoy $5 popcorn. And yes, 2 Nathan's hot dogs for just $5. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we have an interesting hour, and let's go ahead and open up the phone lines right now, starting with Iran. 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. President Trump declaring he will not be rushed to end the Iran war, lashing out at politicians urging him to settle. And frankly, folks, I don't understand what the great urgency is. There is the deadline where he would have to go to Congress for authorization. Obviously, he wants to avoid that. But what is the great rush? If you understand that almost everything amounts to posturing, even tough lines, then what is the great rush? 800-848-9222. Isn't the idea, I should say, to get this done right after numerous presidents have dropped the ball? The president declaring that the ceasefire, extended by a day, ends Wednesday evening, and a further extension is highly unlikely. We'll see what happens. The president also says he's willing to meet with Iran leaders himself and brushes off the regime's peace talks refusals. And so we'll see what happens with this, folks. 800-848-9222. The so-called NYPD cooler cop. So if you're listening on one of the stations we're on around the country, an NYPD sergeant convicted of manslaughter threw a water cooler at a drug suspect trying to escape on a motor scooter. The guy fell off the bike, hit his head, and died. The officer convicted, the sergeant convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to 3 to 9 years in state prison, which is outrageous. And he's been released from upstate Elmira prison, and he's speaking out through his union, thanking those that are standing by him, guiding him through what he's calling his darkness. That's Sergeant Eric Duran, and his bail $300,000, and at a New York Islanders, I think it's still a New York Islanders, at a hockey game tonight, people actually donating to a fund to assist this sergeant, and he is worthy of our efforts and our support because this sergeant has been railroaded. Let's take a step back. The situation in Iran. Let's start with Sunday. Let's go back to Sunday, right? So about 48 hours ago, President Trump talks to a Fox News journalist, Trey Yingst, and at that time stating that this would be the last chance for Iran to reach a deal.
I just spoke with President Trump for about 20 minutes, and he told me if Iran does not sign this deal, the whole country is getting blown up. He went on to say that bridges and power plants will be targeted if Iran does not sign this agreement. The president telling me that U.S. Special Envoys Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff are heading to Islamabad, Pakistan for meetings on Tuesday, possibly into Wednesday, to try and get this agreement across the finish line. The president telling Fox News this is a very simple deal, but this is the last chance for the Iranians. The president very clear in our conversation that he is not making the same mistake that President Obama made, giving cash to the Iranians and allowing them to continue a nuclear program. The deal on the table is to reopen the Strait of Hormuz to ensure that the Iranians do not have this highly enriched uranium that is buried deep underground after Operation Midnight Hammer last summer. And again, the president telling Fox News that the entire country will be blown up. Bridges and power plants will be targeted if the Iranians do not sign this agreement.
And so ultimately, it may come to that. It may. It may not. What's the urgency? What is the rush? And I really want to hear from you folks on this. 800-848-9222. We'll also get to the illegal issue, the migrant issue, and my great concern for how the Democrat Party is destroying America. So we have a lot to get to. So you just heard from Sunday morning, the president talking to a journalist from Fox News. And so this is former Congresswoman. Well, she's still a Congresswoman. She stayed in Congress. She was going to join the Trump administration, but the president asked her to stay. Elise Stefanik appearing on CNN with Jake Tapper, and he tried to hold her feet to the wall, or he tried to hold her as far as accountable as humanly possible, and she made some excellent points.
You're I'm not equivocating with those university presidents.
I'm
what
asking
I've said
if
about
you're
President Trump's tweets is it has been very targeted.
No,
I am not equivocating. I have been crystal clear.
No, not when it comes to college kids, but when it comes to a president threatening to wipe out an entire civilization. I'm saying you're applying two different standards here.
The Iranian terrorist regime. Everyone seems to understand that, Jake, except for CNN. And what did it do? It brought the Iranians to the table, delivering a ceasefire, and frankly, bringing this terrorist regime to its knees. It has been very important for us to address, frankly, this conflict that has been going on for decades. The terrorist regime that has not only hijacked the Strait of Hormuz, but has been the #1 state sponsor of terror.
I'm not supporting the regime.
So, yes, the president delivers tough diplomacy, but what he has delivered is ultimately we will see peace in the Middle East better off.
I just think a call for genocide on a college campus and a call for genocide made by the President of the United States, like, they're both bad, right? I mean, that's what I think.
I've condemned genocide across the board. The difference with those university presidents is they couldn't answer the simple, direct question. Just calling for the genocide of Jews. President Trump didn't call for genocide, Jake. You were putting those words in his mouth. He is engaging in diplomatic back and forth.
Your entire civilization will die?
To the table. And we should, it's the terrorist regime, Jake. He's targeting the terrorist regime.
You're changing his words.
You can continue the decades-long, but you're adding genocide. That's not what he
What is wiping
stated.
out an entire civilization?
In the case of the university presidents, I specifically asked them about calling for the genocide of Jews. Again, the president is correct to call out the Iranian terrorist regime.
And the president is correct, as Congresswoman Stefanik just stated. And again, folks, I'm trying to take a back seat to this. And I got to be honest with you. Jake Tapper is a television host. He's not a world leader. He's not the president of the United States. He can't force, neither can I, neither can you. We can't force the United States government into something that I always say to you folks. Remember, the president has much more information than we ever will. And he's trying to correct a wrong. As far as Iran, he's dealing with bad people, and this has been a mess for decades. And he's giving it his best shot. And I still say that Trump will emerge victorious when this is all said and done, when the smoke clears. Let's begin with some of your telephone calls. 800-848-9222. Mike in St. James. Good morning, Mike. What's on your mind? Mike, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, go
Hello.
ahead. Yes, go ahead, Mike.
If Trump gets the Iranians to sign the agreement, will they obey, and will there be inspections?
I guess that's the $1 million question. I believe we've all been down this road with Iran before. I don't know if they will comply. I mean, they look for any one little thing, as they've done recently, where the Marines boarded a ship there and put a hole in the ship when the ship was not supposed to be there. I don't know, but what I'm curious in, Mike, what is your opinion? What do you think?
I think they will sign to avoid the bombing and
Agreed.
then go ahead with what they always did, secretly processing for the atomic bomb.
Right, but President Trump is going to be watching them like a hawk. So I don't know if that's possible. But you and I do agree that they're going to sign for the sake of signing and then try and go on like they always have. Mike, thank you for the great telephone call. One of the other issues that I'm dealing with this morning, Mom Donnie, as it relates to illegals, this guy is dangerous as the mayor of New York City, as America's largest city. So what am I talking about? The New York District Attorney called one of the arson attacks that happened in the area one of the deadliest ever, an act of mass murder, and Mamdani won't turn the guy over to the feds, to ICE. I want you folks to listen to this.
Taking place right here in New York City. 38-year-old man. We have his picture. His name's Roman Amatitla. This man set fire to a building in New York City. And according to the New York Post, he stayed in the immediate area to watch people burn and jump from the windows while sipping his beer in what was described as an act of mass murder. 4 people died. And Mamdani won't give this guy to you? What is going on?
No, and that's sad. You know, the fact that the district attorney is the one that labeled that crime as an act of mass murder and called this individual sinister. Here, you, like you said, you have someone drinking a beer, watching people jump out of a burning building. These are the public safety threats that ICE wants. And to use these type of heinous crimes that affect American citizens and legal immigrants all around the United States, and to use it as a political football is not public safety. You know, I ask all elected officials, please stop playing the games and give these dangerous criminals to us, because we have the evidence. We asked for this individual, and he was not turned over to us.
I mean, so what's the next step? He could be roaming the streets behind me if he's not given to federal custody?
Well, I'll tell you, the men and women of ICE, Homeland Security, investigations and enforcement rule operations, they're out there day, night, looking for these public safety threats. And we won't stop until we get them all, because we're keeping President Trump's promise to make America safe, and by making America safe is getting these dangerous criminals out of our neighborhood.
Now, these sanctuary cities, again, becoming an issue. And so President Trump has a lot on his plate. He's dealing with these Democrats in sanctuary cities. He's trying to put Iran in check so that Iran stops bullying the world, while at the same time succeeding when every other president before him has failed with Iran. He's trying to fix the economy. There are so many things that the president is working on, and he is greatly succeeding. At this point, we are going to take a break. We see your telephone calls, 800-848-9222. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And coming up at the bottom of the hour, I'll be chatting with Matt Blaze. God only knows where he's going to take me. And folks, I'm taking this next call to show you that on this program, you can disagree with me. You can say whatever you want, as long as you're not too disrespectful. So for some unknown reason, Walter in Baltimore has called this program quite a bit as of late. And if I say left, Walter says right. If I say you're right, Walter, right. He says, no, up. I says, you're right, up. He says, no, down. All right, Walter, what are you going to disagree with now?
I'm an objective person, but to Dominic, when Donald Trump said that he can stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot someone and people will still vote for him, he was talking about you, because Trump has been going back on everything he said in this war, and there's no reason to declare that Donald Trump is still doing the right thing. He says he'll blow them up. He pushes it off a day. He says he'll blow them up again. He pushes it off another day. It's getting ridiculous at this point. The whole world knows he's a joke, and you keep defending him.
Okay, so you hate on Trump on everything. You hate on the NYPD sergeant. I point out crimes that are being committed by some in the black community. You defend them. What's up with you, Walter?
I call the shots as I see it, and I disagree with a lot of things that you say. But one thing's for sure, that just simping for Donald Trump on everything he does, that's fraudulent. You're a fraud, Dominic, and I'm a voice of reason. I call things as I see it. I'm objective. You are not.
Okay. All right. You say you're objective. So you're defending some in the black community that's out of control committing these crimes. What do you call what happened in Louisiana?
No, I'm not.
I listen to you. Now you respond to me. What do you call what happened in Louisiana? This man killed his 7 kids and their cousin. One as young as 1 year old. What do you call that, Walter?
Despicable. I know of course that's bad. Who would say that's not bad? However, it's not good. It's not good. However, all right, let's hear the however. You're ridiculous, yes, but go ahead. We cannot look at that evil and scapegoat an entire community of people who are.
Oh, right. You're right. You're right. You are correct. You're correct. Okay, so what do you call what happened in Iowa?
Why do I have to respond to every bad act?
Okay, wait a minute. You just said we can't use the example in Louisiana. So, okay, you don't want to discuss Iowa. Okay, you don't want to discuss Iowa. You don't want to discuss Louisiana. What do you call what happened in New York? 15-year-old kid set upon by a gang of young people, videotaping as they took turns punching him in the face and then shot him in the chest. What do you call that, Walter?
I call that evil, but we should address the root cause. These kids were brought up.
Oh, these kids, huh? Do you know what those kids would do to you, Walter? Do you know what those kids would do to you? Those kids, as you say?
Yeah, Bill, it doesn't matter because the point is...
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Bill, these kids are subjected to the worst conditions.
Hey, Walter, I want you to do me a favor, okay? I got to take a break and do another segment. I'll give you the choice of holding on, or you can call back. I have Gracie on in Rockland County. I'm up against a national break, so I got to take a break. I want you to talk to her. Maybe she can put some common sense into you. So I'll give you the choice of holding on, or you can call right back. It's up to you. And me, you, and Gracie. Gracie is a woman of reason. We'll see what you have to say to her. We'll see if you have the cojones to stay on the phone with Gracie. Folks, it's time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. So Walter in Baltimore is still with me, and Walter is proof that I take all types of calls. I'm also joined live by Gracie in Rockland County. Gracie, I believe, and you both of you two on live, I want you two to talk to each other because Walter won't listen to me. Just remember, we're on live, the three of us, together, yes. And you don't have to wait necessarily for one person to say something. Gracie, I want you to respond to what you've heard Walter say.
Walter, I was on hold, and I wanted to talk about something else, but I had a question. What do you want Trump to do in this situation? Did you want him to bomb yesterday, or do you want him to bomb today or tomorrow? You're not clear what you want.
I'll tell you. I want a president who, when he says something, his word means something. And I don't have information he has.
Wait a second.
When he says he wants to bomb Iran,
I understand what you said. You say you want a president when he says something. Why should, first of all, I'm going to be a little facetious. Why should he be different from anybody else? But in this situation, he's negotiating. He's giving them a little step. You got to do it. If not, so. But what do you want? Bottom line, do you want him to bomb Wednesday? Yes or no?
I don't like that my president said 20 times the war is won, then he says the war is not won, then he says he's going to bomb the place. He's not going to, he wants it closed, now it's open.
You're not answering the question. Ask me a question and I'll answer it.
I don't have the information he has. I don't know what he should do in this situation, but he's being made a fool of.
Why are you talking? How can you say let him? He's not doing something. If you don't know, obviously he knows what he's doing. He's
contradicting himself on a daily basis. He's clearly in over his head.
So Walter, did President Biden? Hey, Walter, did President Biden contradict himself daily?
Absolutely. I'm no fan of Biden.
No, but that's
but
not
I'm also
even.
no fan of any politician that lies to me.
Not
and don't get
even
into
the
a cult
point.
following, and you don't care either.
No, listen. This is a serious situation. With a serious situation, you have to have a little looseness to it. It will come to the point that, unfortunately, I believe they're not going to give in. So then he will have to bomb. So do you want him to bomb? Yes or no?
I want him to do its best. I do not have the information he has, so I don't have the educated opinion.
Why are you criticizing him? We're both saying the same thing, Grayson. Why are you criticizing him then?
It's in America's best interest for our president to be made such a fool of by no one taking him seriously, because everything he says is being contradicted by no other than himself the same exact day.
Who is criticizing him? MSNBC, CNN? Who is criticizing him?
Look at him, and they're not afraid because they see that he doesn't keep his word. He says he wants to bomb them. He doesn't.
You believe the other countries are not afraid of him?
I think that if they were afraid of him 6 months ago, a lot less afraid now, seeing the way he's dealing with this war.
In other words, you think his policies haven't brought us to a good place economically? He solved problems in other areas?
There has been a slight recovery, which was quickly ruined by this foolish war that he continues to mess up.
Can I tell you something?
And it's going to get
the
much
recovery
worse. You get gas Gracie, do you fill your car up with gas?
Could I explain something to you? Did you do your income tax? Did you see the tax benefits? I'm looking at my portfolio. I see the benefits. I'm way ahead.
I see that gasoline costs $4 a gallon. That for me.
How much did it cost under Biden? And how much did it cost under Biden?
I told you I'm no fan of Biden, but I'm also no fan of a president that gets us into foolish wars and can't get us out of them, ruins our economy, and makes and ruins himself politically in the process, making himself into an utter joke.
You're not making any sense, and you're repeating. All right. So the gas went up. How much tax do you have in the blue state of Maryland? We here in New York and in California, there's so much state tax. If they would reduce the state tax, it would be a little cheaper. And don't you feel if we'd be safe, our children and our grandchildren with Iran that has been since 1979, that if we would be safe and don't have to worry about it, and our children don't have to worry about it, that if we pay a little more at the gas tank, it's not the end of the world? You have to look at the total picture.
I never worried about Iran. I don't know. I was never scared about Iran attacking the U.S. I never saw that happen.
So in other words, if they had the bomb that could reach New York, they wouldn't shoot it. Look what they did to the 9/11. Who do you think those people were? They're militants.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to Walter. That doesn't matter. Wait, Gracie, hold on. Gracie, before I let you go. So all the crime that's occurred over the last couple of days, and Walter says don't scapegoat the black community. Now I'm not. I know, Gracie, you're not going to make this about one group of people, but you have some people that are doing outright stupid things, and Walter says don't blame them. Right, Walter? That's what you said, right?
You're mischaracterizing me, and you're paraphrasing wrongly. I didn't mean that.
Okay, so what did you say then, Walter? What did you say?
I said that although what they did is wrong and bad, we have to understand the root cause of what makes people act.
Now, Gracie, when they start talking about root cause, is that another word for an excuse?
Yeah, I think so. Do you remember the Surgeon General? She used to say the root cause of the problem from years ago. I think never. It doesn't know. You have to get to the root cause. So what is the root cause?
Walter,
in your opinion,
Walter.
I think part of the root cause would be the way the people in black communities are subjected to poverty, to bad communities, no opportunities to have a good job and a good life.
Now, I want to ask you something. You would think after 60 years that we had with the Civil Rights Act in the 60s, you would think these root causes would be gone if the Democratic Party just gives a little bit but doesn't really do anything to help with the root causes. They just give maybe a little.
I think it's getting worse over time. I think that the government.
Hey, Walter, I got to move on. But Walter, like I tried to ask you last night, how would you know? How would you know about poverty? How would you? Whoa! Walter, you said that I was a phony. I think that's what you said, something like that, right? Everything you just said, you're describing my life. How would you know what the issues are? How would you know?
I said I disagree with the premise that you have to be black in order to address issues in the black community. I live in Baltimore. I see a lot of black communities.
So do you know personally about poverty?
I think I'm allowed to.
Do you know about poverty? Do you know about not having something to eat and starving and praying to get to school to have breakfast? Because I do. Do you know about something like that, Walter? Or are you just talking out of your you-know-what?
I pray for those people.
No. Do you know anything about that? Or are you just like every other liberal talking?
I'm not a liberal, and I'm not either being apathetic to those people's plight. I understand. I do not.
Walter, do you think white people, black people make bad choices? And they're encouraged to make bad courses.
Great question. Walter, please answer that.
I think they make their own choices, but they cannot control their circumstances.
Oh, you're just hey, Walter.
Wait.
Go ahead,
Walter,
Gracie.
what circumstances are they? They're not finishing high school, getting pregnant when you shouldn't get pregnant. That you have your child not a father and a mother home or mother and mother home, but a 2-parent home, and instead of getting better, my husband taught in a ghetto school in the Bronx. He could write a book about the stories and the bad choices.
Your husband probably taught Gracie at one of those ghetto schools in the Bronx that I went to. And when you talk about single parent households, Walter, I think I'm the dean of that university. Are you?
I can only speak
You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, but wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop the presses. Wait, Gracie. Gracie, I love you, but I haven't heard what Peter and from Harlem, and he's on the line, and Peter makes every excuse for every black ill in America. So, Walter, thank you. Gracie, you're the absolute best. Catherine Trunk says here, great radio, good rhetorical questions by Gracie to Walter. She missed her calling as a lawyer. Yes, Counselor Gracie, but let's go to Peter in Harlem. I've been waiting to talk to you, Peter. How are you?
Yeah, Peter, excuse me. Dominic, how are you? My sympathies lie with you. The fact is, I've always been sympathetic to your lack of intelligence. The thing
is,
and
that's why you used to kiss Bob Grant's ass every night on the radio, right?
Let me explain.
That's because you used to call up and kiss Bob Grant's ass every night, and now a black man is doing the job, and you want to take me to task. Typical, okay, you know what?
May I respond that I never called Bob Grant up every night? See, this is your delusional state.
You called. I know the producer that. How do you think I know you used to call Bob Grant? The producer that worked with him told me this Dominic, this dude's a phony.
I wouldn't call Bob Grant. I wouldn't call Bob. Dominic, you're a moron.
Okay. Let's forget that.
Wait, you're making a statement.
No. You're not going to get off the hook. You're going to hang up any second because that's what you do. That's what.
No, I'm not going to hang up because I.
Okay, so explain what happened in Louisiana. Explain what happened in Iowa. Explain what happened in Queens to that 15-year-old black boy, Peter in Harlem. Explain that.
There were decrepit criminal acts that were performed the same way the Italians performed them, the same way the Irish did, and the same way the Jews did. But you have such help. You should be thankful. You're a rich man now, but you can't let go of that poverty thought that passes through your ignorant brain.
I can't let. There's nothing, Peter, about me that's poverty. There's nothing about me that's poverty.
You could have all the money in the world, but you still hate your own. When you look in the mirror, did you hate your mother? Yes, you hated your family.
Peter, wait a minute,
You're a moron.
Peter. When I'm all over America trying to, I told you it's going to hang up. That's what I almost said something, Blaze, that's going to get, he is a little B. He is a little, I can't say the word, he is a little B. That's what they do. Now, when I'm all over America trying to help kids of color, white kids, black kids, Spanish kids, Peter, I never see you. Peter, I didn't see you when that black grandmother went to buy Chinese food for lunch in East Harlem and got hit with a stray bullet and lost her life. Did you speak out on that? Or were you just wishing Bob Grant was still alive so you can kiss his ass some more? Which one is it? He calls up once every few. I don't hate myself or my people. I love my people. I love all Americans. I don't like what some of my people do. It's as simple as that. So we see your calls, folks, but I got to take this break. We're going to come back with your calls. I got a question for Matt Blaze because there's a situation with a coach and a journalist, and I don't know, Blaze. They say he's just a friend, but I'm going to ask you about that. Don't smile. I'm going to ask you about that when we come back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And so before I get to Matt Blaze here in your calls, I'm looking at something from a reporter here in New York, Channel 7, Safan Kim. And I know I can take it to the bank because Safan trained under me. He was a news assistant working under me, and now he's one of the star reporters at Channel 7. You may recall here in New York that incident with the two undercover officers in Brooklyn. The video is awful, but I refuse to denounce the two officers involved. They're white. The man that they had the wrong guy, he happened to be black. So not only are they stripped of their guns and badges, but according to Safan Kim, again, I worked with him for many years. With him, the police commissioner has disbanded the entire team within that unit. So that's just wonderful. We're going to do away with another unit that's out there fighting crime. Wow. I'm going to have much more on this later on at 3 p.m. Eastern. So, Matt Blaze, I got a question for you, and I want you to explain something to me.
Yes.
So, the coach of the New England... Now, wait, I can't be a phony. This happens in politics as well. And it happens in journalism as well. It especially happens amongst television reporters that are married, and then you hear they're creeping in the middle of the night with somebody else. So the coach of the New England Patriots, right?
Yes.
He's seen with a sports reporter, and they were like, what, holding hands? What were they doing?
They were holding hands. They were hanging out in the pool. But the pool, when I say it's the hotel pool, so it's got the stair area, but you're like sitting in like a raft or a float in the little corner. They were canoodling and looking very cozy, I must say.
Now they're both married.
And yes, they are both married. Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, has been married to his wife since 1999.
Oh.
So
and they both. She's resigned. She is she has working on a 1-year contract. She resigned because she says it's not true. She doesn't want herself to be the story. So, do you think we can believe them that they weren't doing the hanky panky?
I don't know, man. They're looking a little cozy. I mean, why would you be holding hands? If you know each other. You're a man and you're a woman and you know each other and you're just hanging out. That's one thing. Even if they were hanging out in the rafts, in the pool.
Right.
They're hanging out. Okay.
Right.
Why would you possibly be holding hands, especially where everyone can see?
Well, they didn't know the cameras and...
How do you not know? What do they think? They're in a private hotel and nobody knows what's up?
Hey, and I'm being sarcastic here. I hold hands with every female politician that I cover.
Right. You hold their hand, you touch their hair, you graze your hand across their face. There's things that you always do.
Oh.
You know.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Is this the situation that we have? Is what Vrabel's singing?
Oh, baby.
Is that what they're singing? The two of them? She resigned. I don't want to be the story. Too late. You the story.
And he's the head coach.
She said he's just a friend.
What's up with these coaches? The last coach of the Patriots, that young girl got him whipped.
Yep.
She's like, Coach Belichick, I want 3 houses that cost $8 million each.
No,
baby.
No, we're not going to do that. Remember her? We're not going to do that in the interview. We're not going to do that.
Oh, that's right. We're not going to answer that. Right.
About how they met. No. We're not going to do that.
Right.
She's already running it.
What's up with the coach of the New England Patriots?
I don't understand how you don't know or think that this is going to get out and people are going to talk. Let's say, even if we give them the benefit of the doubt,
right?
Which I don't know, but even if you give them the benefit of the doubt, it doesn't look good. When you're holding hands, why are you grazing her face?
Well, I told you I hold the hand of every female politician that I cover.
Well, how come you never held my hand, Dominic? I want to hold hands.
I want to hold your hand. I'll be back 3 p.m. Eastern, folks. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?